Well, it's 4:30 in the morning. Yesterday, I was humming around on Marketplace, and I've had my eyes set on looking for a lowboy, and of course, everything lowboys are expensive. So, looking, and I finally find one. Like out of the blue, this one shows up. It looks pretty decent. It's cheap. Not a 55 tonner. It's only a 35 ton. But it's like, man, that's not a bad deal. And then, lo and behold, this other guy shows up yesterday to buy my gooseneck. And when I bought Nebraska to haul at 650 back, I decided to get rid of it because it's a nice trailer. It's worth some bucks, and at the end of the day, that lowboy will make way more money than a gooseneck. You know, goosenecks really don't make near as much money. You know, get some hot shot guys wound up, but that'll be all right. But anyways, I got one of my old trailers that actually I sold to a guy we're going to Grand Junction today, so we got to go over the mountain, over Vail Pass and all that in February. And Tanner's coming with. We're going to take the new Freightliner over, and it'll be his first time going over 70 in a big truck. So it's a good practice run to be able to go over there with a trailer both ways, but empty, so you can kind of get a run. See old Jim the cat back there is being ornery. But I am super excited about this trailer. I'm sick. I got my niece that lives next door, who's the cutest thing ever, gave me a cookie, and then she decided I did not need the cookie, so after I took a bite, she took it back, and then she decided I could have it again, so I got it back, and then I ate it. Turns out she gets sick a couple days later, and then bam, I'm sick as well. So that's cool, but it is what it is. So, but anyways, we're going to kind of make a video about getting over there to the other side, going over the divide, and being like good old C.W. McCall. This is just my favorite kind of stuff. I love trucking in the mountains. But anyways, yeah, here we go. Well, Peeb, should go fire it up. It's actually pretty warm out this morning. That's one thing where we're going. It's about 5 hours there. I'll switch a couple of trailers around, and then it'll be 5 hours back. So that'll be a good and long day, that's for sure. So move your pit butt. How many lights this trailer has? What do you think here? Let's see, just for funsies. Oh, look at that! We got one down there. Little guy down there on the side. Mint. Mint. Well, anybody wonder what it's like to truck I-70 in the winter? Well, you can see the cars. Look at that. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Look at everybody going up skiing. Everybody's headed up to pay $200 a day for wait in line and pay $30 for a microwave cheeseburger. That's right, buddy. You go get it. Darn, it's tough being sick. Anyways, finally a little bit out of the traffic, knock on wood. Tanner's only missed a half a dozen gears.
Oh.
He's doing good. But the cool part about 70 is all this stuff, with old mining stuff, and see the old tailings piles. Pretty neat up here, that's for sure. But try and get up and over the top and get away from the hippies and see how it goes. This section of road, we're out of Idaho Springs, we're climbing towards the Eisenhower Tunnel. My grandpa back in the day, they were paving this road from Denver up to the tunnel. They had the contract, and they had a cat paver up here, and this was back in the 60s or early 70s. Well, at the time, pavers weren't turbocharged, and the paver wouldn't push the asphalt trucks up the grade. And so Cat sent him a kit, and my grandpa put on the first turbocharger on a Cat paver. It was called an altitude compensator back then. But it was a turbocharger, and they slapped it on here, and everybody was all kinds of wild and excited because it really woke that thing up, and then it would push the trucks up the grade. It's not real steep right here, but once you get up and start climbing towards the tunnel, it's I think it's 7%. So, and plus you're really high, so there's no air. The air's real thin. But anyways, that was kind of cool. But yeah, nice pretty day. Be up here in the traffic with the hippies. All right. But anyways, there's Georgetown, and right here we'll start climbing up to the tunnel and start making our way up this way. And I'm pretty sure this is the hill where they put the turbocharger on. Is where it really starts to get steep, and it was like, well, we got to do something because they couldn't push the pavers up or the asphalt trucks, back then. Nowadays, you have a lot of times they'll windrow that asphalt out and have a machine that picks it up, puts it in the hopper. Back then, they were always pushing the trucks, pushing the dump trucks up the hill. They had those rollers, they just push and they dump as they go. But yeah, I guess they paved this road a couple, 3 or 4 times over the years. My great-grandpa, my grandpa, and a lot of my family members worked for that company too that my great-grandpa started. But, pretty cool stuff. There's the old Minty Peach back there. She's a sweetheart of a trailer, let me tell you. Got her chains, you got to carry those over 70 in the winter, otherwise it's a big old nasty fat ticket. But looks like today we might not have to use them, but you never know. I've come up here before in the winter time, and then there's a frozen waterfall in the winter time, and go from a day like this to 6 inches of snow right in front of you in a couple of miles, so you never know. What do you think? How's it going?
Going good. Real good.
You can kind of see there's some of those train cars. It's hard to stay steady. Well, that's the Georgetown Loop. So there's a train track that goes right around here and goes down through the mountains and what have you. But anyway, this stuff is just cool. I really nerd out over these old mining towns. Let's see, there's more tailing piles up there. These old boys were hard-working son of a gun. See, there's the trains. That's the train yard for it. But yeah, getting off into the Rockies, believe it or not. Contrary to Jim Carrey, John Denver was not full of shit. So,
oh man.
Got our couple extra tires, trimming. Not that we're gonna blow a tire, but that's part of the deal on this trailer. Is it's got a couple tube tires on it still, so I gave them a couple tubeless rims.
Is that a fire watch tower right there?
I don't actually know what that is. It might be. Well, there's the usual skiers that get in front of you, jam on the brakes to see what kind of brakes you got. And then if you hit them, you get sued. So it's a sweet deal. Oh, look at this. Oh yeah, old W990 heavy hauling. Mint. What's up, dude? Oh, here's another big tailings pile, mining stuff. I think that stuff's cool. Oh yeah, that stuff is too cool.
Kind of out of the ski traffic at this point.
Yeah, finally. I can't remember if it's that peak or not, but up there is like Loveland, or A Basin, I think is up there. But anyways, you can actually take a ski lift up to the top. It is one miserable son of a gun up there.
Beetle kill up here has gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Remember a couple of years ago, it was just brown everywhere.
Right. Coming back, huh? So right here, if the chain will off, the lights flash, you're supposed to pull over here and chain up. And then, because right at, like I said, we're about to start climbing up the tunnel, and it gets wild up there sometimes. It's cool, the tunnel is so long, you'll go in the tunnel on one side, the weather will be nice, you pop out the other side, it's trash, so you just don't know what you're getting into. But by looks of things today, we look pretty good, because yeah, the tunnel will shoot right under that hillside there, and it's a couple of miles through there. And we pop right out. I hauled a bunch of rock over this, and we usually run at night when there's no traffic in the summers, but it's kind of fun to go through the tunnel and My Peterbilt is pretty loud. Those big cam jigs just absolutely scream. Traffic. Right here actually is where, if you watch those big rig YouTube video, what's that guy's channel called that drives the Magnum?
There's the what?
The Dodge Magnum we watched last night.
Oh,
just big rig videos.
Big rig videos, yeah.
Anyways, in his entry video or whatever, there's that orange T600 with the brushed big alley arc on it, and he laid that thing over and totaled that truck out like right here a couple of years ago. So that was kind of a bummer to see. That was like the only cool T600 ever. But as I sit here and get all mouthy in a Columbia, but
it's a Columbia with spiked lugs.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah. You can't hardly see them, but we got spikes. Look at that minty old deck. The trailer's kind of odd. It's got a float hook on the front, but it's not quite true float suspension, so I don't know. Good looking old white Peterbilt there, huh? Ooh. It's unlawful to proceed without required equipment. Mint. Well, that sign right there says hazardous materials, so if you got hazmat, you're going over, you got to go over Loveland Pass, which is the old way before they built the tunnel. You take Loveland Pass all the way out and around, and I don't know how many miles of a detour it is. It's sizable, but the reason they do that is because if you were to take a gas truck through the tunnel and a wreck happens and that thing explodes, it's pretty much a gun barrel. So then everybody just blows out both ends. It'd be a big old nasty mess. But what's crazy is if Loveland Pass is closed, they shut the highway down at the top of every hour and let the hazmat guys go through on their own. And then once they're through, then they open it back up and regular traffic can proceed. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in the big hole, get around the old Swift boys. Really? That's Tacoma's gonna be that guy. Yeah. I don't know if you're gonna get a chance now. Those rotten son of a gun.
Well,
now you missed her. Now we lost her momentum, so. Oh well, because here comes the big climb. What mountain is that? Is that? I don't even know what ski mountain that is. But yeah, so we'll climb and then we'll start going down the other side.
so when you're empty, you go down the hill in the same gear that you go up, correct?
Right, so kind of a rule of thumb, and you gotta, sometimes it applies, sometimes it doesn't, because one side of the hill isn't always the same as the other, but what you try to do is, if you're empty, you can usually go down the other side in the same gear you went up, but if you're loaded, we try to, usually you're a gear down, so you go up the hill and say, let's say you're in 7th, you want to go down the hill and in 6th or something like that, you know, so kind of cool. I think this is Loveland Ski Pass, or Ski Mountain, I don't remember. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. When I was younger, we used to ski up here a lot, but it's just so packed up here, and it's so expensive anymore, and it's kind of become just a rich person's hobby. And it's just so much money. I'd rather just get on the snowmobile, go out and do what I want all day, and get away from people. It's hard to have fun on a vacation. Oh yeah, Eisenhower Tunnel, 1973. This stuff is so cool. So yeah, it must have been the 70s when they were paving the tunnel, because it was built in 73. I know they made the maiden voyage to pave this, I believe. Like the first time they paved it. And then, what's crazy, I guess, when they were building this tunnel, there was still a fair amount of mining going on up here. And all these miners are like superstitious kind of guys. Well, they hired a female superintendent to try and break up the monotony of just a bunch of men, and like they say that like 45% of the crew walked off the job because there's some sort of like Tommy knocker deal about women in a mine is bad luck. So it's kind of an interesting deal. But it's nice that it's dry. Usually you come through here with the snow, and that snow hangs in here with the ice melt. It's just windshield wipers and smearing it the whole time. It's a mess. All right, we're out of the tunnel. Time to bring them chickens on down the other side. Yep, let's give them a ride. Build all kinds of stuff. Yeah, see, the other side, the roads are nice and dry. Wasn't that much snow. The roads are still dry, but what I'm saying is all the snow on the side. It's a bit crazy. Dropping down into Frisco, getting into the high Rockies. Man, I just love this road up here. Well, this hill is a long son of a gun. You pull out of this tunnel loaded, you want to be ready because it is like, it's a few miles long. Watch your rippums, they're super cheap. They'll be around like $1,500. Because you can actually, well, this truck being overhead cam's a different deal, but push rod trucks, if you over rev them and hit the jakes, it'll bend a push rod because there's a lot of pressure on those things. So you want to kind of hit, you're going to run your jakes for a while. From a mechanic standpoint, you want to try to keep them kind of revved down a little bit. It's a little bit easier on them, but just like anything, the more rippums you got, the more retarding horsepower you got. So all matrix. Yeah, that's right. The money right there.
Keep it around there, huh?
Money. This guy just about clipped my trailer. Do it, buddy. This the trailer will win. Jeez. Jeez, lunatics everywhere. Did you see that? Man, they about got hold of that son of a gun. Claim insurance on them. Tell them this trailer's worth like 40 grand.
So with the big cam, you want to run at higher RPMs when you're on the jakes. Is that right?
No, you want to stay under 2,000 because you can bend the jakes up around 18, 19, 2,000 RPMs.
Oh, okay.
You can hold it, you can hit it there intermittently, but you don't want to run it like that. I've seen them, what it does, it put it, the injector push rod is what actuates your jakes, so when they're spinning fast, they slam a little hard, and there's not as much give on that jake brake, so it'll bend the push rod and kick it off to the side, and then you got a dead hole.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's a big cam or it's right.
No.
RPM the same.
Yeah, big cams. Yeah. Honestly, this truck would probably handle the higher RPMs with jakes on better than the big cam would. Probably.
That's the next gear?
Yeah, sure. Put her in the next gear if she's slowing down that much. Truckers, don't be fooled. 4 more miles of steep grade. We'll put her in the next gear anyways. Yeah, well, like going down this loaded, we'll be in low range usually, and doing about 15 miles an hour. It just depends on how heavy you are. Yeah, climbing up the other side, it's the son of a gun. Ugh, what an ugly truck.
Is this grade on this side steeper than the other side?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. This is one of the steepest hills. This one and Vale are the real son of a guns. Yeah, see right here, it's just perfect. You don't have to be in the brake, do you?
Nope, I haven't touched the brake.
Just right in the money. My dad was up hauling over by, where was that at? We had to go pick Dad up when he blew the fan up.
Oh, that was,
it was like, it wasn't Colorado City, it was something like that. I don't know. Canyon City?
well-known town in Colorado.
Yeah.
It was called now.
I don't know. Anyways,
Dad had a truck, and all of a sudden, I don't know if it was the clutch switch went out or something did going down, and he lost his jigs. After that, he's not super fond on hauling in the mountains. I can get that. That was a nightmare day for Dad. So his jigs quit him, and then his fan blew up and went through the radiator. Then he had no service. So I get a call from some Arizona number that's saying, hey, your dad's broke down on this hill outside of, I don't even know what, I can't remember what city that is. So me and him loaded up my trailer, and we took, what did we do? Well, we took my Pete, his single axle truck, and my red trailer with a winch. We got there, we found Dad, never talked to him on the phone at all. We found him hanging out on the side of the road about 8 hours later by the time we got there. And we put his truck, unhooked, put his truck on the trailer, and then he took my Pete and finished the load. And then to make the load even worse, the people, was a load of fence posts, a semi-load of fence posts, and the people lied to their distributor and said that they could unload it, and they could not. So they hand unloaded, I don't know how many hundreds of posts are on a semi-load. But anyways, and then we pulled his other Kenworth home with his single axle, his T800, and then that was a long day. But we got her fixed up. It's one of those projects. Yeah, we're coming down into Frisco here, and it's pretty. Took a buff, says, "Man, ain't this pretty up here? Should have brought a cigar so we can relive Wolf Creek Pass." Been over Wolf Creek a couple times. That one's pretty fun. It's a pretty cool place too. But yeah, mint. Oh yeah, I think. Is it what I think it is? Yes, it is. It's my favorite A model. Oh yeah, that's sassy. Oh mint. See it smoking out there, just warming up. Man, I've seen that truck around a few times. That thing is sweet. Ah, it smells like a big cam. I can smell the smoke. We're wafting. Ah, it smells like home. I know you're getting pretty high when tree line is right there. What is tree line? Is it 10,000 feet? No, I'm not sure. 12? I don't know.
A lot of dig snow.
Yeah. This is where Chad likes to sleep up here in the summers because it's cooler.
Sleep up here?
Yeah, he stops up here and sleeps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in the summertime it's too hot once you get down into Aspen. Then you don't have to run your truck with the AC on.
Oh, I see.
10,006. Oh, tree line must be like what, 11,000 if we're at 10,066 feet, I guess. Look at all the snow. Crazy. So last January, me and this other guy that was working for me came up to an apartment complex. You can kind of see the roof. It's a ski-in, ski-out apartment complex right down there. And it was a welding job we got called in on. The job was supposed to be done back in, supposed to be done by Thanksgiving of last year, and it was far from it. I wonder if it's done. Well, see, I think you can still see some scaffold up. It was a huge mess. All the prints were wrong. We had to go through each balcony. We were up there to do railings and balconies. Yeah, it's that one right back there. It's done, I guess. But anyways, we could only come up for a week. We're helping out another outfit out of Denver. And it was a fun experience, but the town of Vail can pretty much kiss my ass. Everybody up here is grumpy and rich, and they really do not care to even try to supply anything as a working man up here. So we had to stay in Eagle Vale, and we'd usually go clear to Glenwood Springs for dinner just for something to do. But it was really fun. It was a cool experience. Cold, but it was fun. This dipwad up here was flying around us back there. Just ripping down off the backside of Vail Pass. Now his brakes are good and hot, and I think he's a little scared because now on the flat he's doing like, what, 40?
45.
Wow. What a dink. Get into the old Glenwood Canyon. We'll run through here. Oh, anyway, see on the news with that truck. Get up here at the one flat side of the highways below this side. He's hanging on the side. Usual man driver stuff. Anyways, we're right through here.
Right through here is where the big mudslide was.
Oh yeah, a couple.
Or the big rock slide.
That big fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
big fire.
Mudslides.
I don't think I ever did.
Oh, I'll have to find it and get it down. That's pretty wild. Really cool to see the train go through the track side over there.
I've heard that train ride's a lot of fun.
That would be neat. I think Glenwood is probably Glenwood Springs, probably one of my favorite towns in Colorado. That's just a cool place. This little basement Italian restaurant being donated out there over there. It's in the basement of this old building. That looks good. Holy smokes, that was good.
How'd you find it?
I don't know, we had nothing else to do afterwards.
Oh,
We just
go look for good food?
Yeah. Like me doing on a honeymoon. Pretty country. Yeah, you can see up here. You can see the bridge. The highway goes up above the lower section there. There was a fire. You can't always talk about the fire a couple years ago. You can see it up there. Well, when all the trees died, it caused mudslides real bad. So we had a handful of mudslides through here, and I missed one for a couple hours through there when it was raining. Got to the other side, and sure enough, when it happened, we had to shut the highway back down. Good old Glenwood. Cool, isn't it? Hot spring, we got a couple of them.
You can smell the sulfur.
Yeah.
Ah, this is the guy that's buying a trailer. All right, so what do you know about this thing?
What's that?
What do you know about this thing?
Not much.
Where did it come
the
from?
guy didn't put up much of a fight when we stole it from him.
Yeah? Oh, dude, this thing's cool.
We stole this one for the tires.
Yeah,
We're
no
gonna take
kidding.
it home. We'll take the rest of the truck to the scrapyard and take the tires and put them on something.
No, don't do that. Oh, this thing is sweet. Give her a little. Oh, dude. That thing is sweet.
That's for the guy who bought it from
Oh. It really makes that thing look like a turd.
the which is what we're gonna do with it. Gonna get What's it go down the road at?
Can you dump your bags? Yeah, dump them, it'll fit.
She'll go. As long as it doesn't go over the curb, then we're really effed.
just like she's supposed to. Look at that. There she is. Mint. Oh. I love that truck. Man. Well, we got the trailer dropped off. Now we're headed back up the hill to go get the other one, but I could not. I can't eat under. I was talking when I met him. He's like, yeah, I got this old B model Kenworth. It ain't much of a truck, you know. It's just picked up old log truck, and we're just thinking about hauling some hay and dinking around with it. Just totally undersold it. He rolls up on that thing, man, and it's like, dude, I am just jealous. That thing's sick. But anyways, we're going to skedaddle on up here and pick up the Talbert. Well, we're headed out for the lowboy. It's kind of a tight little road up here. Very cool though. Well, we got her. Got a brake halfway hung up. That's all right. We'll get her loosened up here, but look at this sassy old heavy thing. It's got a walking beam. Grab my free hammer here. Look at those tires, man. That's what's jazzy right there. So, that's what? Oh, that's just a dust guard. Wonder if you can't go over. Yeah, that I could use a brake, set of brakes on her, but oh well. It's going. Yeah, screw it. She'll free up, I think. Oh, the brakes on that thing aren't too bad. Ah, mint.
I think we're gonna want to find an air compressor before we haul anything.
Yeah.
Something back.
Probably. But they didn't message me back on that 955, so. Oh well. Sweet deal. Let's get her going. So we're stopped over here on the side of the road because I got told about one of the greatest equipment collections on this side of the Continental Divide. I'll be darned, the guy that told me about it wasn't right. This is mint. Look at the size of that blade. That's a big old huge blade.
Oh, is that like a drag bucket?
Yeah, the old drag bucket. Oh man, is that locked? Well, this is I-70 traffic in the afternoons. Headed up to the tunnel, all the way up there. So we'll be here for a minute. Trainer's trying to get some numbers, some snow bunny numbers.
You know it.
Just like that. So that's out there. It's Denver. Terrific. Well, we made her. With not one light on the trailer. But we made it, by golly.